Going to see a lot of new faces on this Gatekeeper roster. A lot of guys coming up through the system, getting their first travel team action this weekend.
This is the first game I think I've ever seen the Gatekeepers play without Magnum PIMP, who has decided to take a year off. We have Soul jamming for the Gatekeepers, who powers through the inside. And that is My Baby Daddy for Casco. My Baby Daddy getting up through the inside. As Soul calls it off after picking up 4 points.
Yeah, immediately realized after he called it off that there was a track cut call on the Casco Bay Jammer.
Oh.
So now Shred Astaire will be starting off unopposed on the jammer line for the Gatekeepers.
Casco Bay also has a blocker in the box, too. Little delayed start by certain Dixalock comes crashing in, clearing space for Shred Astaire.
Sir Nick's lock back in action for the Gatekeepers. Good to see him back on the track.
The Gatekeepers have a player trapped in the back. Now 2 from the box. So they've split up that wall for Casco as My Baby Daddy now enters the pack out of the penalty box. Shred Astaire powers through the blockers of Casco Bay, picking up 4 more points.
Shred Astaire really had a coming out party last November at IHOD. Really put on a show in those games. Looking forward to seeing him build on that momentum.
Yeah, he's now one of the primary jammers after being, one of the alternates for several years. With the retirement of Shane Bauer and Corey Porter, of course, the year before, and Magnum now taking a year off.
Yeah, it's really given some of these jammers down the depth chart a little bit of a time, an opportunity to shine.
Yeah, they're going to have to step up as My Baby Daddy finally gets through the Gatekeeper wall. As Shred Astaire picks up some points and calls it off.
So a big 24-point jam there for Shred Astaire. One thing the Gatekeepers have always been really good at is taking big-time advantage of other teams' mistakes. And they did right there, really opportunistic on that power jam.
And not only that, Shred Astaire is smart enough to call it off before Casco could score any points. I mean, that was always our point. We always wanted to not have the other team score.
And now another one of those up-and-coming jammers for the Gatekeepers, Cat Daddy out there.
Cat Daddy has a lot of heart. And a nice push, too.
That is Grim Demise out there jamming for the Casco Bay team.
Monster picks up a forearm penalty, trying to provide some offense for Cat Daddy. Frank picks up a multiplayer block.
Yep.
Looks like we have a helmet cover pass to Pickering for Casco Bay. Casco Bay in black, Gatekeepers in white. Cat Daddy picking up a high block, going to the box for the Gatekeepers. Now Pickering on a power jam after the helmet cover pass. Spin Diesel, Adam Midwest, and Yoshi with some nice offense. Monster Jam comes in with a nice play. Assisting his blockers and knocking Pickering out of bounds for the complete pullback by Spin Diesel and Yoshi.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you're going to watch it, and this is going to be a clinic on how to do soul crushes It is the Gatekeepers' bread and butter, especially Spin Diesel.
Just like that, Spin does exactly that. Recycles Pickering all the way to the back, who's not been able to get out. And then Cat Daddy out of the box and through the pack, picking up 4 more points.
Yeah, unfortunately, Spin Diesel got a little too far away from the pack there. Picked up and out of play.
Yeah, he got an out-of-play block in the back. As now Yoshi and Spin Diesel in the box. Pickering through, but unable to score points before time runs out on that.
So another 12-point jam there for St. Louis. Stretches the lead out to 40-0. And now we're going to see my boy Moose on the jammer line for the first time here for Casco Bay. Going up against Jamie Pacquiao for St. Louis.
Jamie Pacquiao, another jammer that's really come into his own in the last year or two. GateKeepers starting with 2 blockers down. Casco Bay with some nice offense. And Moose with some nice footwork on the inside. Picking up lead for Casco Bay. Jamie Pacquiao, though, right on his tail. Jamie actually passing Moose, forcing a call off, not allowing any points. And there you go. That's Gatekeeper Derby right there.
Well, I mean, that's just another one of the Gatekeepers' strengths is they were down 2 men in that pack and were still able to get Jamie Pacquiao out right after the lead jammer Moose.
They'll start off with Spin Diesel standing in the box. It looks like we'll have Soul jamming for the St. Louis Gatekeeper, who asked me to give a shout-out to his beautiful wife, Jill. At least he's not going to propose this time.
Yeah, and that's Mark of the Beast out there for Casco Bay.
Oh, Mark of the Beast hitting a solid 3-wall from the Gatekeepers. And Soul with some nice power to the... Ooh. And again, Spin Diesel with a beautiful drawback after the hit out by Monster Jam. And Pickering with the good offense, not allowing Monster Jam to recycle, but Spin jumps ahead. Big hit by Monster Jam on Mark of the Beast. Another knockout, and there Monster Jam gets the drawback.
Yeah, one of the things you're going to see with the Gatekeepers with so many new faces on the roster is you're going to see a good anchor. Like in this case, you've got Spin Diesel and Monster Jam out there with a couple of newer players like Badger and Adam Midwest.
Well, those guys, I've been to a couple practices, and those guys have been training hard. Those new guys have been, and they've really incorporated them into these lines since we've had a lot of retirements in the last couple of years.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, there's been a lot of turnover in this Gatekeepers roster, but the guys that have stepped up have played very well. Really a credit to the coaching staff that have put these newer players in positions to succeed.
Absolutely. It's just like in baseball where you don't bring them up too fast and you allow them to grow and get confidence and learn the game and learn the Gatekeeper way of playing. And then when you put them out there, they're able to be successful, and that just builds their confidence even more. Ooh.
So that's Traumahawk out there jamming for the Gatekeepers this time.
Traumahawk actually with some nice recognition that he got knocked out of bounds. First time I've seen him jam for the Gatekeepers.
Yep, wipeout out there for Casco Bay.
Oh. Ooh, I thought Wipeout really pulled that off. That was some nice footwork, but...
Again, that's one of those things you see with these guys that like to walk on their toe stops a lot. When they're on that line, they can't feel that rope when they're tiptoeing.
Yep, their wheels cross that line.
Yep.
Traumahawk through, but Traumahawk will pick up a back block.
Oh.
Hitting that wall too hard.
Yep, picked up a back block. So a power jam now. So we'll swap jammers.
Hulk caught in the back by the Gatekeepers. Trying to fight his way through.
I'm not so sure it's as much Hulk being caught as just Hulk being back there waiting for the guy coming out of the box.
Gatekeepers a little broke up, but do manage to get back their 3-wall. As Traumahawk comes out of the box, hits a solid 4-wall and back by Casco Bay. Traumahawk going to pick up a cut penalty on a nice drawback by Masonic Boom. Masonic Boom. The Wipeout also picks up a cut penalty as he goes to the box.
Yeah, it looks like a illegal procedure, no mouth guard there for 77. I don't know if it fell out or what.
Masonic Boom goes to the box. So pivot and jammer for Casco Bay in the box.
So all that skating, literally 2 minutes of skating, 1 point. That's not something you're going to see very often.
No, it's not. Yeah, Gatekeepers managed to pick up 1 point on that. Power jam now with Shred a Stair benefiting from the power start again. Wipeout standing in the box. Casco Bay down one blocker.
We got B52 Nova on the Twitch stream. Must be a dentist out there saying, do not lose your teeth. That's right, protect them chiclets.
Shred a Stair slides through cleanly on the inside. Yoshi picking up a penalty for the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, right now the Permobile penalty box getting a lot of use here early on in this game.
As Wipeout makes his way out of the pack as Shred a Stair trying to pick up some points and call it off. We'll see how many more points Shred picked up after that initial 4-point pass.
We got 3 points there for the Gatekeepers.
So a 7-point jam for Shred a Stair on the power jam, increasing the Gatekeeper lead 55-0 for Casco Bay, as his defense from the Gatekeeper is still pretty impressive. They will be starting a blocker down. Yoshi in the box. You have My Baby Daddy jamming for Casco Bay and Jammy Pacquiao for the Gatekeepers. My Baby Daddy with lead. Oh.
There we go. First lead jammer for Casco Bay.
Actually, it's the second.
Oh,
Moose got
okay.
the first one against Jamie Pacquiao. Right. Oh, beautiful apex jump by My Baby Daddy, picking up 4 points.
But the speed of Jamie Pacquiao generates 2 points for the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, Jamie does manage to pick up 2 points also, but that was a beautiful apex jump by My Baby,
yes,
Baby
it
Daddy
was.
for Casco.
That's a Billy's on Broadway apex jump, my friend.
So we have a new skater for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. I've literally never seen him. Little Nas Slapix with lead jam on the inside line.
First jam, first lead jammer.
Grim Demise for Casco Bay jamming. Little Nas with some sweet moves as Frank takes him a big hit, takes him all the way to the back. Little Nas trying to, picks up a forearm penalty.
So 2-minute jam. Whoa.
Oh, monster jam with an impressive shoulder lift there on Pickering after the helmet cover pass from Grim Demise. Pickering still unable to get out of that pack as the Gatekeepers now have a solid wall set up in the front. Monster Jam setting up that first bridge, and Casco Bay just sitting back, letting that jammer go on their own for some reason, not giving any offense.
Nice work by Casco Bay there to keep the drop back, though, on that Soul Crush. Now we're getting some penalties.
Adam Midwest takes Pickering out. Spin Diesel drawing back Pickering and then taking him out. As Little Nas out of the penalty box now, and Pickering finally out of the pack. Monster Jam with some nice offense for Little Nas. Little Nas through for 4 more points. Pickering with a nice elbow.
Yeah.
Apex jump
yeah.
by.
Billy's on Broadway.
Little Nas on his first jam for the St. Louis Gatekeepers, picking up 8 points. Casco Bay also picking up 3 as the St. Louis Gatekeepers in white increase their lead 65-7
All
over
right.
Casco in black.
Next up, we got Moose on the line for Casco Bay going up against Soul for the GKs. Oh, nice move on the inside. Soul is your lead jammer.
Nix with a nice knockout on Moose and recycle to the back. Soul through for 4 as Moose finally gets in through the inside. Soul picks up 4 more points, calling it off before Moose can score. 8 points for Soul on that jam. The Gatekeepers increase their lead 73-7 with 14 minutes left in the first half.
Mark of the Beast up on the line now for Casco Bay going up against Shred Astaire for the Gatekeepers.
First time Shred Astaire hasn't had a power jam start. Shred Astaire with some nice offense from Monster Jam. Cleanly through with lead. Pickering. I'm sorry, that's Mad Dog giving some offense there for Mark of the Beast as Shred Astaire slides through for 4 more points.
Nice work by Mark of the Beast to stay in there. Spin thought he had a soul crush coming, but no, sir.
Yoshi picking up a directional block as Shred Astaire slide through for 4 more points. Looks like Mini Fridge with the helmet cover pass for Casco Bay. Gets through on the inside. Shred Astaire. No, Mini Fridge goes to the penalty box. So Shred Astaire with another power jam.
Again, as soon as that power jam starts, the Gatekeepers just start to lock down blockers and set those lanes up for their jammer.
And just like that, Shred just waiting for Yoshi to get out of that penalty box to call it off so they can ice that jammer in the box and have all the blockers on the track. Again, sound roller derby gameplay. That's what you get out of the St. Louis Gatekeepers every time.
Timeout called by the by Casco Bay to regroup.
Literally, that's what we live and die for, is that sound roller derby play, always knowing what to do at the right situation, and that's from the solid teaching we get from our trainers and coaches. And that's what you get from practicing together, too, all the time.
Mm-hmm. So for all of you here in attendance today, our 50-50 raffle and silent auctions will be supporting Promo, Missouri, an advocacy group focusing on raising awareness about and fighting anti-LGBTQ plus legislation in the state of Missouri and acting as part of a coalition of groups supporting the overall health and safety of our LGBTQ plus communities. We're doing one more raffle at the end of today. We will pull the ticket during halftime of the GK versus Denver game that starts at 6 p.m. Central Time. Winner will take half the pot. The rest of the money will go to Promo. So if you're here in attendance, buy those raffle tickets. Also, we're doing announcer shout-outs. So if you're here on location, they are $1 each or 5 for $6. Head to the Arch merch booth to get your note written up, and it'll get passed on to us to announce out to the stream.
Soul owes me $1.
So Cat Daddy is going to be your lead jammer.
Number 3 is going to pick up a out-of-play block.
Jar Jar Bwinks also headed to the Permobile penalty box.
One blocker up front. Cat Daddy able to spin through for 4 points.
So star pass to number 108, Shazama Pajama. And that's going to have Cat Daddy call the jam off. And we got a equipment malfunction there for Shazama Pajama. As he's
Yeah,
got
Cat Daddy, a little bit of a mistake there. Should have cleared the penalty box before he called that off. He had plenty of time. But he was watching the bench, so.
So it'll be Jamie Pacquiao on the line now for the Gatekeepers and Wipeout out there for Casco Bay. 89-7 your score with 12:30 to go here in the first half, and now we're going to have an official timeout.
Gatekeepers holding a 3-2 blocker advantage on this start.
One of the things you may have noticed if you've been watching the feed this weekend is you're getting a lot of more information than you normally do. You'll get who the jammers are and who the blockers are on the track up there by the scoreboard, and that is due to the fact that we are doing an all-electric system here. All the tracking is being done via tablets for the packs, penalty tracking, and all that is all being entered electronically. So that is being updated in real time, and we're passing that information on to you guys. So we're hoping you're enjoying that.
Yeah, that's a lot of good information to have for players that or people watching that aren't familiar with the players.
Promo is our charity of choice this weekend. We're working heavily with them. Promo advances equality and protects the human welfare and civil rights of LGBTQ plus persons in Missouri through education, advocacy, and collaboration. Their vision envisions a Missouri where everyone has a full equality in the hearts and minds of others and in all areas of the law, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender. That's Promo, Missouri, doing a lot of great work here in the St. Louis area.
Also, to make sure you go back there and buy a T-shirt from Mighty Mo 314 when he's not wearing his fancy Father's Day dog Hawaiian shirt. He's over there making shirts for everybody. Right now, he's coaching the Gatekeepers. So after this game, catch up with Double XL over there at Mighty Mo.
That's right. Shirts made to order at the Mighty Mo 314 booth. Get over there after this game.
So was this an official timeout?
Once again, we're under an official timeout. We'll get back to play as soon as our wonderful officiating staff get things situated.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but on that last jam, Cat Daddy managed to pick up 16 points.
That sneaky one, that Cat Daddy.
Yeah, 89 to Gatekeepers leading 89-7 over Casco Bay with 12 minutes 30 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, so right now the officiating crew trying to get things squared away with the scoreboard. Casco Bay took a timeout, and for some reason we're having an issue with the scoreboard where it's not showing that they've taken that timeout, so they're trying to get that fixed. So that is what is the delay right here, right now. Thank you to MC Ninja, one of the ref staff here on the squad who came over to let us know what was going on, and we therefore pass that information on to you so you know what's happening as much as we do.
Maybe not in this game, but in a very close game, those timeouts are going to be important.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure that they're tracked properly is very important.
Yeah, if you're in attendance here today or watching at home but still here in St. Louis tonight, we're going to have an after party after today's festivities, and that will be at Fortune Teller Bar on Cherokee Street. Owned by former Cleveland Guardian and St. Louis Gatekeeper Lumberjerk. That'll be the location of the after party this evening. That's Fortune Teller Bar on Cherokee Street.
I think that's Lumberjack was a hooligan as well from Springfield.
I mean, we're all hooligans.
That's true. So, yeah, sitting here on the sideline watching the Gatekeepers play without being on the track is very different for me. And I tell you, you do miss it, but you have to let reality set in and know when it's time to step aside. I know that's been hard for several players. You had me and Double XL and Percy Control and Shane Bauer and all these guys that have long-time Gatekeepers. I mean, hell, me and Double, we were there from the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that Gatekeepers roster right now, and it's probably 50% brand new faces.
But again, all that training and the way they train and play, you see it looks like the exact same. There's no different.
Well, and I say brand new faces, and I really only mean brand new faces of the travel team. You know, a lot of these guys have been around for a while and have been playing in the system, and they're just now getting an opportunity to play on the travel team level.
I know that was a benefit of having our B team for the longest time was those guys were so competitive. I mean, they literally were probably been ranked in the top 10 in MRDA, our B team, if it would have been possible. No, we had so many players that played for so long that it was hard to break into the travel team.
Yep. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the volunteers that help make these events possible. Our EMTs, our skating officials, non-skating officials, our volunteers. We got so many jobs that are handled at these events by volunteers, and these events absolutely would not be possible without their help. So if you happen to see a volunteer here and you're on site, thank them for us.
I want to give a shout out to Riley. What fantastic this setup is here that she's helped manage to do. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, this feed so far all weekend has just been absolutely amazing. It's a joy for us as announcers to work on this kind of a feed as well because we have so much information at our disposal, and it helps us give a better call for you guys watching at home and here in the crowd.
Now this is Class A setup we have here. So it looks like after the long
now we're gonna
the players skate after the long official timeout.
We're gonna have a short warm-up period here after that delay.
Don't want any muscles to tighten up after sitting for a while. I know for these young guys that probably ain't a problem, but for us older guys, they tighten up pretty quick.
I mean, you needed to stretch between jams, didn't you, Bill?
I did. Nah, not that bad. We practiced so much, it kept me pretty good shape.
Keeper of the skate on the stream, the situation was there was an issue with the scoreboard not showing the timeout that Casco Bay had just taken. So they're getting that squared away, and they're having some issues with the scoreboard, and that is what the timeout was for. So it appears the scoreboard is still not showing the timeout properly, so be aware that that's not going to be correct on your screen as far as timeouts are concerned.
Looks like they did adjust the score a little bit. That was an 8-point jam. Gatekeepers 97, Casco Bay 7. Gatekeepers holding a 90-point lead with 11 minutes left in the first half. Pardon me, first half. All right, looks like we have things straightened out now. We'll get back to play.
You are correct, Orange Whip. The timeout was to fix the timeout. So we're going to get back underway here. Jamie Pacquiao on the line for the Gatekeepers. Can't quite see who that is. It looks like it might be Mark of the Beast. Nope, it's not Mark of the Beast.
I think it's my baby daddy.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
No, it was
Nope.
Wipeout.
Yeah, it's Wipeout. Yeah. Sorry. Our angle here for starts is not the best.
Pacquiao with a nice power move through the wall of Casco blockers. Frank and Pickering, though, set up on that outside, taking Pacquiao recycled to the back. Masonic Boom trying to give some offensive help to Wipeout.
Woo!
Pacquiao pick up the track cut with a nice move by Frank.
Yep. Pickering with the Billy's on Broadway Apex jump there.
Pickering managed to slide by Yoshi. Just getting by Monster Jam and Spin Diesel up front is going to be the problem. But now, just like that, the Gatekeepers recycle to the front and have a 3-wall set up on Pickering. Get the recycle. Wipeout picking up a multiplayer block. But Pickering is on a scoring pass. Pacquiao will get an illegal re-entry and go right back to the box on an illegal re-entry. He entered in to the area where the blockers were.
Oof, man, that's a rough penalty to get.
Yeah, yes it is. Pickering has picked up points, but still not able to get some nice offense there from Tupac Shocker. Manages to get out, picking up all 4 points for Pickering.
So 6 for the GKs, 4 for Casco Bay.
Casco Bay will get a power start with My Baby Daddy as Pacquiao is standing in the box and Spin Diesel joining in that box.
Yeah, each team down 1 blocker. Yep, there's a track cut. Nix went down, but Hulk was still there, so
Pacquiao out of the penalty box and through the pack cleanly. There's Evie playing some offense early, and now they have someone trapped in the back just like they want. Evie swoops in with some offense, and Pacquiao slides through on the inside, picking up 4 points.
So the Gatekeepers electing to score more points rather than. Oh, and it looks like Jamie Pacquiao cut the track on the outside going into turns 3 and 4. So another jammer penalty for St. Louis.
It looks like My Baby Daddy will go to the penalty box on a track cut as well. That outside line there is a killer to these jammers.
Well, I'll tell you right now, this game, Permobile is getting their money's worth out of that penalty box endorsement because there's a lot of action going on over there in that penalty box.
Pacquiao picking up 3 penalties in these last 2 games. He's going to have to be very careful here the rest of the game. Oh, nice offense by Nick. Not allowing Pearl Jammer to recycle all the way to the back. But there you go. My Baby Daddy sliding through on the inside, untouched, as the Gatekeepers were unaware that he had come out of the penalty box. So it looks like the Gatekeepers will pick up 8 points to 0 by Casco Bay.
So 6:30 to go here in the first half. The score, GateKeepers 111, Casco Bay 11. If you happen to just be joining us, GateKeepers in white, Casco Bay in black.
Looks like we'll have Soul on the line for the GateKeepers. And
it's Grim Demise out there for Casco Bay.
And there's Soul on the outside as the GateKeepers have their 3-wall set up.
I don't know if you could see that from the angle, but Monster had his hand out waving Dave through on the outside.
And just like that, the GateKeepers were able to reset their 3-wall up front after some nice offense from Casco Bay. But
yeah, Soul with a nice little shoulder juke there. Oh. Soul took a shot to the jaw. Coming here with Casco Bay.
So GateKeepers will be down 1 blocker, Monster Jam in the box, and Casco Bay will be down 2.
Oh. So suddenly we have another quick official timeout. I'm not sure. Moose and I have a lot of history together. He was the one that was running the video and soundboard at the infamous men's champs when the championship game afterwards in Dallas when the scuffle broke out.
I remember that well. I might have been involved with that. But yeah. I did not participate in any shenanigans.
Yeah.
I was on the receiving end. So Shred Astaire with a nice inside-out move.
Man, that men's champs, that was what, 2015, something like that?
Yes.
In Dallas?
Moose powers through that wall.
Yep.
Shred lands that. Trying to empty that pack.
Let's see. Did Casco get any there? Looks like they got picked up 2 there. Got past 1 and then picked up the ghost point for Monster, who's standing in the penalty box.
Yeah, Shred trying to empty that penalty box. Called it off a little too late there, allowing Casco to pick up some points.
So it'll be Traumahawk on the line for the GateKeepers. Mark of the Beast out there for Casco Bay.
Looks like we're still having some issues with the scoreboard because it's not showing points for either team on that last jam.
Yep, we got another official timeout
as we try to fix the scoreboard problems.
We got a really good crew here working the scoreboard and everything. They'll get it figured out.
The Permobile penalty box is getting quite a workout. I have to say.
Like I said, they're getting their money's worth.
Yeah.
The refs are getting a workout too, calling all those numbers and colors.
On top of the scoreboard issues we're having this game. But they'll get it worked out here shortly.
Some of the best in the business here working these games this weekend.
We do have an all-star ref crew, I will say. I think every one of them have called several penalties on me.
I think every ref in Derby has called several penalties on you, Bill.
That's probably true. None of them deserved.
I'm pretty sure the penalty box was charging you rent at one point.
Traumahawk trying to push through on the outside. I believe Traumahawk came from the hooligans as well. Am I correct?
Yeah, you are correct.
Nice.
A lot of power in those legs of Traumahawk as he just powers his way through that pack.
Traumahawk hit that pack hard. Pickering, the last one to get through. Pickering with some nice work on Traumahawk, but out of play and allowing Traumahawk to go through after the nice work by Pickering up front.
Yeah,
as that.
Traumahawk like pushing that football sled, just pushing that pack up the track.
Yep. Nice move there. As that 3-wall of the Gatekeepers not allowing Mark of the Beast, who had to pass off that helmet cover to Pickering.
Yeah, that triangle defense the Gatekeepers employ is really hard to beat.
Traumahawk picking up 8 points there as the Gatekeepers increase their lead 131-13. Looks like the scoreboard's back in order after the last little mishap. We got 3 minutes left in the first half. Pacquiao on the line versus Wipeout for Casco Bay. Pacquiao through cleanly with lead for the Gatekeepers. Evie with a nice knockout on Wipeout, recycling all the way to the back. Nix with some nice offense as Pacquiao gets through cleanly for 4 points. Wipeout with some nice spin moves on the inside, avoiding Evie and Pacquiao calling it off before Casco can score.
Bill, we got a little history here for you. True story. Bill received 9 penalties at Brouhaha a few years ago in one game.
That's absolutely true.
That's right. Your 7th penalty ended up having actually the 8th and 9th as well.
Yeah.
Before you managed to get off the track.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
One of your finest moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I do miss Brouhaha.
Might have been targeted that game. We're not gonna. It looks like we got Soul out there on the line for the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, that's my baby daddy out there for Casco Bay.
Both jammers recycle to the back. Ooh. Soul taken out by Frank with a nice knockout on the outside. My baby daddy tried to get through on the inside. Monster Jam cut that off as Soul gets through cleanly on the outside with lead. Oh. Look at that. Spin Diesel gets called by his wife for a forward penalty.
That's got to be the worst, man.
She is harder on him than any referee I know. She is rough on that man.
She demands excellence from her man.
Yes, she does.
That is great.
Soul calls it off before Casco can score.
Bill, don't let this go to your head, but somebody on the stream just called you a national treasure. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, maybe from an archaeology standpoint.
I'm old enough to be a treasure,
like,
yeah. I think
Bill,
Nicolas Cage is looking for me right now.
Yeah, Bill belongs in a museum.
Him and Indiana Jones are fighting it out who can find me.
Yeah.
Here we go. Little Nas Slap X on the second jam for the Gatekeepers versus Grim Demise for Casco Bay. Spin Diesel still sitting in that box after his wife threw him in there. And Little Sloss next. Not sure if the penalty was against. Little Nas picking up lead. Nix tries to one up, but Casco with a solid late call off.
Got an official review by the GKs here.
Looks like neither team picking up any points on that jam. Little Nas new to the sport, but trying to figure out exactly what to do out there as a jammer.
It's funny. One of the things that I just really love about this sport is all that chaos and mayhem that we just witnessed, and not a single point went up on the board.
That's true, yeah. Lots of big hits. Nobody knowing.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for the half. We do have an official review going on, and we'll get an update for you on that when the second half begins. But for now, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just over 14 minutes. All right, here, about to get back underway. We got just about 2 minutes until we get back to action here. Once again, it's all alongside Wrecking Bill. I am Star Spangled Hammer. We got the second half action coming up here in just a moment. Doing a little refresh on the feed here or on our end so we can see what you guys are saying. So, Bill, what do you think of that first half?
Well, the GateKeepers are continuing with their impressive play. They've been 5-0 in the last year and leading 143 to 13 here in the first half. It's pretty impressive, especially with all the new blood instilled in the GateKeepers. It's nice to see them continue this hard play.
Yeah, it's been a good, really good first half by the GateKeepers.
Casco Bays with a lot of the guys that used to play for Mass, River Mass back in the day. So it's nice to see some familiar faces from that team. And of course, the GateKeepers have a couple significant injuries. Ethan Olsen out for the GateKeepers with a shoulder surgery. Magnum taking time off with some concussion problems. So two main players on the team not playing, and yet they still manage to keep winning.
So looks like on the stream I'm hearing that one of the mics isn't. You're not getting one of the mics. Audio is low. Hammer's mic is very super loud, and Bill's is very quiet. Which, yes, that does seem loud. That does seem odd. One mic is clipping, the other is off. So I'm going to switch. Okay. Yep, Riley's on it. Yeah. Yeah. Kyle's like, first time anyone ever has said nobody can hear Bill. So we're back in action here. Shred a Stare. Lead jammer. And Jamie Pacquiao is your lead jammer, St. Louis GateKeepers.
Monster up front playing offense. Little delayed offense from the rest of the GateKeepers. They pick off a blocker to the back. They've now got the Casco Bay blockers split in half, which is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, Jamie
only going to have to go up against two blockers.
Yeah, Jamie does not need a whole lot of room to work.
Nice offense there by Spin, not allowing Frank to do the total drawback. But the GateKeepers not noticing they got Frank in there. Well, Frank not coming back in play. There Pacquiao with some nice, ooh. Pickering with a big hit on Pacquiao, taking him out the last second. Forcing Jamie to call it off after that big hit.
Yeah, that was a great block by Pickering.
He's been doing that for a lot of years. He played for Cincinnati, played for Mass.
Mm-hmm.
Cat Daddy out there. I think that's Wipeout. Yes, Wipeout
that is
for
correct.
Casco Bay and Cat Daddy for the St. Louis GateKeepers. GateKeepers in white, Casco Bay in black. Just started the second half, 27 minutes left. 12-point jam there for Pacquiao. GateKeepers increase their lead 159-13. Cat Daddy on the outside.
Cat Daddy, your lead jammer.
Wipeout picks up a penalty. Now
yeah.
We got Cat Daddy with a power jam. At picking up 4 points and the power jam already. As Wipeout took his time getting to the penalty box, Cat Daddy gets a full lap in, then calls it off, and Wipeout will almost have 30 seconds to score or to sit.
So it'll be a power start here for Soul, who takes the track for the GateKeepers. Both teams at full strength blocker-wise. Wipeout sits in the Permobile penalty box.
Oh, nice offense on the outside by Monster Jam. Cleans the pack for Soul to walk right on through untouched. Nice footwork by... For some reason, the GateKeepers did not fall back on that blocker as they waited for that jammer to come out of the box a half a lap away.
So Soul gets called for a forearm, so he'll be taking a seat. So this will be a 2-minute jam.
Jammer's been picking up a lot of forearm penalty calls. That seems to be a favorite of the referees. Pickering takes the helmet cover and gets out of the pack as Monster Jam goes to the box. So Pickering with the power jam here. Nice knockout by Spin Diesel on the outside, recycling Pickering all the way to the back. A spin goes too far back and gets an out of play penalty. Pickering gets through for 4 points as Soul leaves the box. Also through the pack. Monster Jam going to try. Oh, Monster Jam's going to pick up a penalty on a forearm to the back, which was a really silly penalty to get. As Pickering is recycled to the back, but comes through cleanly on the inside as now Yoshi goes to the box. Has been one blocker out there, and it's Adam Midwest, who's new, one of the newer GateKeeper blockers.
Yeah, the GK's getting really sloppy here. Revolving door in the Permobile penalty box.
That's what happens when you don't get back together and you try to play individual. You start going to the penalty box.
Bill knows that all too well.
Yeah. GateKeepers with 12 points. Casco Bay with their biggest jam of the evening, our day. 12 points for them as well. GateKeepers taking a timeout after some reckless play out there on the track, which is typical of the
2 o'clock, that's like dinner time for you now, ain't it, Papa?
It is, yeah. I'll be honest with you, I stay up really late. I don't have a bedtime.
It's all that Assassin's Creed, huh?
Yeah. God of War, too.
God of War, yeah.
So GateKeepers holding a 179-25 lead. Nice timeout call there by Dallas, an experienced coach, trying to get the team back together, concentrate on the game at hand, and playing the GateKeeper way and not getting crazy out there. Hey, let's give a shout out to Hit Squad TV and our buddy Lloyd doing great work for everybody. You'll be able to pick up an individual highlight reel for yourself and team highlights as well.
Those Hit Squad videos are straight fire, man.
They are. He's a good dude, too.
See, the next Rose City game is going to be immediately following this one, actually, as they take on Malmo, Crime City. That'll be tentatively at 2 p.m., depends on when this game ends. Probably going to be pretty close to on time.
Maybe the Gatekeepers did what I did and had a Monster energy drink at halftime. Yeah.
Getting a little squirrely.
Yeah. So we're still awaiting information from the referees after the official timeout, our team timeout.
Yeah, this was a team timeout that has now turned into an official timeout.
Captains have gotten together with the referees.
Some sort of discussion going on. We'll get you information as soon as we know more. All right, so we've just been informed that number 57 for the Gatekeepers, Monster Jam, has been ejected for a targeting hit on an opposing Casco Bay player. So that back block that he got called on earlier was deemed to be targeting. So he has been removed from the game. Spin Diesel will take the pivot and the seat in the penalty box as the Gatekeepers captain. So we'll be back to play here in just a moment.
Unfortunate for the Gatekeepers, he's one of their experienced blockers, so now they're down an experienced blocker in this game with a lot of the new faces. So let's see how they pick up the loss of Monster Jam by the Gatekeepers here with 23 minutes left in the second half. They do have a comfortable 179-25 lead, but that is a big loss for the team. So it looks like we have my baby daddy on the line for Casco. And is that Soul on the line for? No, that's
Shred Astaire.
Shred Astaire. The Gatekeepers with only 2 blockers. Big hit by Evie.
Yeah,
Evie
but those,
and Nix-a-Lot.
Yeah, those 2 blockers are Evie and Nix-a-Lot, so.
Yeah. Shred Astaire.
Oh, there's a Billy's on Broadway apex jump.
For some reason, Shred not listening to the penalty or to his coaches on the side. Allowed Casco to pick up some points there. Looks like we'll have a 8-4 jam for the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, I think that was more a situation where Shred was trying to clear the penalty box.
Yeah,
decided he was so close to the pack, why not grab another few points before calling it off?
Right. Well, they wanted to. ice or not allow Casco to score any points, so that's why they were asking him to call it off. But
Yep.
I understand his thought process there. Clear the penalty box, especially when you're down 2 blockers.
Yep. Traumahawk out there now for the Gatekeepers. Grim Demise for Casco Bay.
Traumahawk with some nice work on the inside, picks up lead for the Gatekeepers. Traumahawk's done some nice work. Grim Demise recycled by Jar Jar Bwinks with a nice play on the outside.
Back block called on Traumahawk.
Grim Demise through the pack now with a power jam as Traumahawk went to the penalty box. Grim Demise recycled to the back. Gatekeepers trying to get that wall together. Pickering with some nice offense, picking off. Grim Demise threw for 4 points for Casco Bay on some nice moves.
Yeah, Pickering with some nice offensive blocking there to free Grim.
And on the outside, you have Grim Demise through for 4 points. Traumahawk powering through for 4 points for the Gatekeepers. But just like we talked about, the Gatekeepers with Hulk, the only real experienced blocker out there for the Gatekeepers. And Grim Demise threw for another 4 points, picking up 12 points so far as Traumahawk picks up 4 more for the Gatekeepers. Beautiful apex jump there by Grim Demise, picking up 4 more points. That's a 16-point jam for Grim Demise. And exactly what we were talking about there, the loss of Monster Jam and that veteran blocker there really hampered the Gatekeepers on that jam. They still managed to pick up 11 points. Casco Bay picks up 16, the largest jam for Casco Bay so far this game. Grim Demise with some nice work out there.
Jamie Pacquiao back out there against Moose. But Moose picks up a track cut, so a power jam for Jamie Pacquiao.
Ooh. Ezra Pound with a nice knockout on Pacquiao. Another nice knockout by Ezra Pound.
Gatekeepers, though, doing a really nice job of not allowing them to run those back.
Pacquiao threw for 4 points on this power jam. I'm not sure exactly what the Gatekeepers are waiting. I guess they're waiting on the jammer. Pacquiao threw cleanly with Yoshi playing offense. Moose trying to get through this pack as Pacquiao threw for 4 more points.
Tugboat picking up a forearm, heading to the penalty box. So a 16-point jam, the Gatekeepers answer. Sorry,
Pacquiao,
17.
Yeah, Jamie Pacquiao with a nice jam that time.
Yep.
Casco Bay blockers kept going to the penalty box, not giving Moose any help.
Yeah, next up we see Lil Nas Slapex back on the jammer line for the Gatekeepers. It's been a little bit since I've seen him. Going up against, I believe that's Mark of the Beast.
Yeah, Mark of the Beast, yeah.
So
Little Nas cleanly through with lead. Mark of the Beast just nicks a lot. Oh, nicks a lot with a beautiful block out, but gets called for a penalty. As Evie also gets called for a penalty, that's 2.
So 2 points there for Slapex, 3 for Mark of the Beast.
Little Nas showing his inexperience, a little late on the call off there, as the Gatekeepers are now sending blockers to the penalty box this second half. Thankfully, they have a comfortable 216-48 lead with 16 minutes left in this second half. We have Soul on the line for the Gatekeepers. And Wipeout going right to the penalty box. So Soul with a power jam. One blocker through. Soul powers through the Casco blockers. Oh, nice offense from Yoshi and Spin Diesel with some beautiful offense for Soul.
They just sealed that pack up and drove him to the outside.
Give him a clear path on the inside, which is just like that. Exactly again. Unfortunately, David did not see the offense. They cleared a clean path through the inside.
Yeah, a little confusion as the two blockers for the Gatekeepers came out of the box and rejoined the pack.
Wipeout out of the penalty box now. Hits a two-wall of Yoshi and Spin Diesel. Soul calls it off after picking up 12 points for the Gatekeepers. Increase their lead 228-48.
Good to see no lingering effects from that shot that David Soul took to the head earlier. He seems to be perfectly fine after watching him skate that last jam.
We have Cat Daddy out on the line and My Baby Daddy for Casco Bay. Seems like it's been a while since we've seen Cat Daddy out here. Frank doing some nice defensive work there on Cat Daddy.
I mean, the GKs are rolling like 6 deep on jammers this game, so.
Frank doing some nice work up front. Cat Daddy finally gets through, but My Baby Daddy sneaks through on the outside.
So My Baby Daddy versus Cat Daddy. A lot of daddies going on. It is Father's Day weekend, so. So a 1-1 jam after all that.
One jam.
So Grim Demise out there now for Casco Bay. And that is Traumahawk for the Gatekeepers.
Yeah. Grim Demise had a nice 16-point jam last time they were out. Traumahawk trying to get through this 3-wall. Grim Demise recycled back to the back. Oh, Yoshi with a nice tap out on Grim Demise.
Oh, no, there was a penalty, a track cut called there on Grim Demise. So a power jam and lead jam for Traumahawk. Gatekeepers setting up in turns 1 and 2.
There you have. And here we have a perfect example of the inexperience of the Gatekeepers not knowing when to drop, like what Gatekeepers are known to do, drop on that blocker. Wow. Okay. 503 gets called for a forearm penalty.
Yep.
Ooh. As Traumahawk went to the penalty box, I didn't see exactly what happened.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But Grim Demise out of the box and through that pack. That penalty from Traumahawk probably could have been avoided. Spin Diesel with a nice drawback and gets the cut on Grim Demise. As Traumahawk comes out of the penalty box. Powering through that pack. Traumahawk, a big, strong jammer, tries that power moves, but a lot of times it gives you the forearm penalties. Nice offense clearing that inside path. Tomahawk through for 4 more points for the GateKeepers.
Yeah, Yoshi with a nice seal on the inside to open up that lane for Tomahawk. So that jam comes to an end with Grimm still standing in the penalty box. So Little Nas Slapex is going to start this one unopposed.
Little Nas getting a power jam start.
Both teams at full strength blocker-wise, so we'll see how that works out for Lil Nas.
With the Evie taking a back block penalty.
Yeah, Evie knew as soon as he hit him. And now we're going to have a track
Nas
cut.
is going to get a track cut.
Yeah.
Toe stops on the outside. You can't
Yep.
feel that rope. Grand Demise out of the box and through with lead.
So Grim Demise looking to put some more points on the board here.
Casco Bay doing a really good job of slicing up the blockers for the St. Louis GateKeepers.
Yeah, Casco Bay's been doing a good job isolating GK blockers, getting that pack spread out. Good call off by Grimm there just as Slapex was standing up in the penalty box.
That was a really nice jam by Grimm. Coming out of the box, picking up 11 points.
Yep.
11 points for Casco. Grim Demise has been far and away the best jammer for Casco Bay.
Yeah, so Moose is going to have a power start here, and looks like we're going to have was it GK timeout, I think? Yep, GateKeepers timeout. So we're going to have a power start for Moose, and the GKs are going to be up 2 blockers. So we'll see how that works out once we come back from this GateKeepers timeout. If you're here on site, don't forget we got a 50-50 raffle drawing and silent auction. The silent auction is right at the bottom of the steps there in the stadium seating. Just to your left as you come off the stadium seating. The 50-50 drawing is a winner takes half the pot with the rest of the money going to our Charity of the Weekend promo. And Promo is a group, a nonprofit that advances equality and protects the human welfare and civil rights of LGBTQ plus persons in Missouri through education, advocacy, and collaboration. So if you're here in attendance, make sure to buy some 50-50 raffle tickets. The money is going to a fantastic cause, our Charity of the Weekend promo.
So after the timeout, we have GateKeepers with all 4 blockers on the track. Casco Bay down 2 blockers. Moose with a power start. Moose and Yoshi. Yoshi picking up a forearm penalty. Adam Midwest with a nice knockout. And Little Nas slides through on the outside, picking up lead for the GateKeepers after coming out of the box. For some reason, Little Nas called it off before scoring any points.
Yeah, I think he was a little mistaken. I think he thought that blocker that was coming out of the box behind him was actually the jammer.
Yeah.
He'll learn.
You have a couple new coaches for the GateKeepers and some new players, so a lot of learning going on for everybody.
So Mark of the Beast out there now for Casco Bay going up against Cat Daddy. GK's down 2 blockers, so a 4-on-3 or 4-on-2 pack advantage in favor of Casco Bay.
Ooh, Cat Daddy with a nice try on the outside. Evie with a nice recycle on Mark of the Beast. Yoshi Jones. Mark of the Beast on the outside gets through for Casco Bay as Cat Daddy through, but a little miscommunication from the coaching staff and the players on the track there. Casco Bay managed to pick up a few points. 4-3 jam. GateKeepers 4, Casco Bay 3.
You know, a lot of people like to talk about how strong the gatekeepers are when they're in that tripod, but I don't think they get enough credit when it comes to those one-on-one situations. A lot of those blockers do a really nice job of forcing jammers out in one-on-one situations, then immediately dropping back. Can really help when you're down blockers out there in the pack.
Soul was a strong push, picking up lead for the GateKeepers. Spin Diesel holding Wipeout one-on-one. Masonic Boom tries to come in and provide some offense, but GateKeepers did a nice job now of setting up their D up front after Spin Diesel held that jammer up just long enough for the rest of the blockers to join him up front. Then he gets a knockout and recycle as Soul slides through for 4 points. And that's the advantage you have with that great one-on-one blocking, is you can hold them just long enough for your teammates to join you. Then they have 3 people to go against. Eight-point jam there for Soul. GateKeepers 257, Casco Bay 65. 7 minutes left in the game. Tomahawk back out for the GateKeepers. And My Baby Daddy for Casco Bay as Tomahawk to the box. Power jam for My Baby Daddy with lead for Casco Bay.
Tomahawk's been very penalty heavy here for the GateKeepers, jamming.
He's relying on that power game, and they've been calling a lot of forearms on the jammers. And just like that, Casco Bay with some nice offense there for My Baby Daddy, splitting up a very veteran group out there for the GateKeepers.
Casco Bay showing some smart derby knowledge there as Tomahawk standing in the penalty box, so they called that jam off. So now they'll get a power start here for Grim Demise.
And Tomahawk, who's been penalty heavy, now will be on the track
for another jam. That's
yeah.
right. Heads up play here by Casco Bay.
Yeah, picking up 4 points. Their best jammer so far today is Grim Demise. Yoshi tries to play a little one-on-one in the back with Grim. Grim with a nice spin around Yoshi. Does hit that solid tripod up front of the GateKeepers.
Good cycling by the GK blockers.
Spin Diesel and Yoshi out there. Yoshi trying to provide some offense for Tomahawk. Tomahawk finally through. Oh, Grim Demise with lead. Tomahawk hot on her trail. Oh, beautiful apex jump by Grim Demise, picking up all 4 points. Beautiful jamming again by Grim Demise.
So 4:50 to go here in the second half. The GateKeepers up 257 to 73. And it's Moose out there on the jammer line for Casco Bay against Lil Nas Slapex for the GKs.
Lil Nas done a really nice job on, Evie with a big hit and drawback on Moose. Lil Nas not understanding.
Yep.
Not understanding the drawback.
And now we're going to swap jammers as Lil Nas Slapex takes a seat, but Moose coming right behind him. So this is going to be a
directional hit on Evie.
This is going to be a quick jammer swap here as each one's only going to sit for a few seconds. So 2-minute jam here. Nothing you blockers love more than a 2-minute jam, right, Bill?
Oh, that's the worst thing ever.
Once again, the Permobile penalty box getting a whole lot of work as now Sir Nix-a-Lot's heading over to take a seat.
Another forearm penalty.
Yep.
Ooh. Little nice.
Yeah, nice. He landed it. Got a skate in.
Moose picks up a cut penalty on the outside. Nice work by Evie. Picking up Moose as Frank tried to provide some offense, but Evie got that cut before. Big hit there.
And now he's going to get a low block, unfortunately. Yeah, Lil Nas Lapex, when he got hit, kind of flailed a bit and his legs took out the blocker.
Mini Fridge with a nice hit on Little Nas. So now Moose back out there.
And now Moose
with an illegal entry.
Nix. Yeah.
As the Gatekeepers did a really nice job of drawing back.
Oh, sneaky Mr. Nix a lot.
Oh.
Just slowly skated back as Moose came in.
Moose not noticing those Gatekeepers drawing back.
Yep. So 3 points there for Slapex. So a 7-point jam for the Gatekeepers. And it looks like I'm not seeing any points for Casco.
Moose has had a lot of penalties. He may be being close to fouling out as well. Little Nas with a 7-point jam on that, 264-73. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the game. Shred a stare out there for the Gatekeepers.
Haven't seen him for a bit.
No, cleanly through the inside. The Gatekeepers with a big lead, getting these newer jammers some work, which is nice.
It is certainly a luxury to have such a deep jammer core.
Nice work up front, but Shred a stare finally through for 4 points. As Moose out of the box. Moose through for Casco Bay. Shred a stare picks up 4 more points. For some reason, Shred not understanding the coach's calls on the outside. I'm not sure exactly I know he wanted to empty the box, but they're allowing Casco to pick up points, which is kind of unusual for the Gatekeepers.
I don't know. I think with this big of a lead and at this point in the game, they'd just rather get the box cleared out.
Casco picks up 4 points for Moose, and Shred a stare picked up 12 for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. 276-77. Under a minute left. Cat Daddy out there for the Gatekeepers. And it looks like Mark of the Beast for Casco Bay. Cat Daddy through for lead. So Cat Daddy looking to run out the clock here for the St. Louis Gatekeepers. As Mark of the Beast is recycled all the way to the back. Cat Daddy cleanly through on the inside. Evie with a big hit on Mark of the Beast.
Now Nick's up there mixing it up with some offense.
Cat Daddy just needs to make sure he plays it safe, not pick up a penalty here. All he's wanted to do is run out this clock. He scored points. Just take his time. Still pushing though. Cat Daddy still pushing. Pickering with some nice defense up front.
I really feel like this pack of Nix, Evie, Bwinks, and Hulk is probably the most dynamic that the Gatekeepers have right now in terms of Bwinks and Hulk really locking people down, and then Nix and Evie just really out there just terrorizing the opposing blockers.
Yeah, you had the experience from Nix, Hulk, and Evie.
Yep.
And
then Bwinks is just so solid.
Yeah.
Like he knows his role. He's always right on somebody's hip. It's just a really nice pack. And so
Cat Daddy managed to pick up 8 points.
Yep.
Finish out the game. Gatekeepers 284, Casco Bay 77. Casco Bay have to be happy with the results from that game, picking up 77 points against the Gatekeepers.
So it looks like that is going to be our official score. Gatekeepers 284, Casco Bay 77. So Next action for these two squads, you're going to see Gatekeepers versus Denver tonight at 6 p.m. And then Casco Bay will finish out their weekend tomorrow at noon as they take on Denver. So both of these teams play Denver next. Once again, as I mentioned before,